This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Halfway through the week and almost finished with the whole month. We were just saying, I said March, and I thought it was so far away, and you said, no. March is this weekend.
March is Saturday. Yep, we say goodbye to February on Friday. Yep.
It's happening. Good morning. Welcome in, Coffee Country and Cody. Kelly Sutton, Charlie Manos, Annie Nye, Jeff Roberts. We are live all around the world this morning, streaming on all of our digital partners, whether it's Peacock or Roku, wherever you're watching us. Maybe it's circlecountry.com. We're glad you joined us. And if you're listening to us on WSM Radio, thank you for being one of our radio listeners. We love y'all to death. So this morning, we got a lot of topics that we're getting to, including it's National Levi Strauss Day. And we're talking about our favorite denim. Like, what's your favorite pair of jeans? We really probably need to dive into this because you don't want to gatekeep. If you have really good denim and you're happy about how they fit, maybe it's like your favorite jeans or you just had a really good experience in store. Annie had that this week. Why are you making that face, Charlie?
I don't think I've ever had an experience buying pants.
Well,
if I can find them and they fit, I'm happy. That's my goal.
Good for you.
Okay.
But for everybody else,
all right,
we're trying to share. So we've asked the question. Favorite pair of jeans. Are they Levi's? Are they an off-brand denim? Did you buy them at Target? Did you get them at a fancy store? Let us know.
I did have a favorite pair once, and they were great. They looked great. They did fit really good, and they naturally kind of got a hole at the knee. They just wore to that. I certainly didn't buy them back. And one time at the gym, I wasn't paying attention, and as I put them back on, I stuck my foot right through the hole.
Done that.
And essentially, ripped them almost completely apart.
A little hole is fine, but when it's just,
when it went you could hear it rip. It was like,
forget it. Yeah, then it's absolutely over with. Okay, speaking of going out on tour, Jon Pardi is gearing up, everybody. He has a new album that's coming out. He is going out. Hollywood Honky Tonk is the name of the tour. But we're all guilty of this. You're not in your best shape sometimes to go out. You got to get ready. It's getting ready for that summer body. It's that beach body, same kind of thought. We've all been kind of in hibernation mode. I know I have been.
I'll take a fall body, spring body.
Fall body.
I don't need to be greedy and ask for a summer body. Just get rid of this winter one right now, please.
I need to stop eating and sleeping. I need to actually have physical activity. Jon Pardi is one of us. He's like, I'm getting back in the game. I'm ready to get ready. And he has brought on a new trainer, professional MMA fighter, Mike Chandler. Here's the video he posted.
Hey, Michael.
John, I'm here to whip you into shape for the Honky Tonk Hollywood tour.
I'm used to flexing the vocal cords, but right now, let's flex these gums right here.
Let's go, cowboy.
He said, let's go, cowboy. He's put him through the paces, going to be doing some jumping jacks. The best part is the bench press. Instead of bench pressing an actual barbell, he's bench pressing his guitar. So, yeah, he's got a lot to do to get in shape. It's so fun. If you want to see the whole video, you can go to John's Instagram. He tries to do a one-arm push-up without much success. However, he is going to be making a stop at the Grand Ole Opry on Friday night.
Yes, that's our next Opry 100 show. Vince Gill, Oak Ridge Boys, Jon Pardi, all on the show. Should be fun.
Stop by, see him, see the progress that he's made since he started training with Mike Chandler.
Can you do a one-arm push-up?
No.
I'm afraid to even try. I'd break my nose trying to do it. I don't even think I would want to try to do it.
Annie's the one that works out more than any of us.
I cannot do a one-arm push-up. I just scored push-up. So
yeah, I can do a push-up.
You do 3 push-ups.
Do you know what I tried the other day, and it was so sad? A pull-up.
No, that's really hard.
I can't do
everyone knows that those are the hardest.
Yeah. I used to have I'm
proud of you for trying.
Thank you. I used to have a strap that you would put your foot in for an assist, but it broke. So I was I'm just going to see if I can do this.
I know.
I wish I had videoed it because it was that embarrassing and also had to be hilarious to watch because I was straining. And I was just the veins were popping out of my head, and then I went, "No, this is not happening."
I can't even do it cheating this way because you're supposed to do it this way.
This is pull up. This is
whatever. Chin up.
Well,
I can't do either one.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I also not good at sit-ups.
Okay.
Apparently, anything with up in it, I don't do.
Charlie can sit.
I can. I can sit.
You can stand up.
And I can push.
You can stand up.
Yeah, I can stand up.
You're doing great.
That's it. All right.
You're doing great, honey. Okay, let's talk about Zach Top. He's got this great song out called I Never Lie, which I just did. You're doing great, honey.
Thank you. Yes.
It's such a great sound. And he's really happy that people get that it's tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, it's a goofy one. I'm a very sarcastic person by nature, and so to have a whole sarcastic song, it's all a joke, it's all a lie. To have that work and people latch onto it and love it that much does my little old sarcastic heart good, I guess.
Oh, I ain't been lonely since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I miss you, but you know I never lie.
So good. Oh, Zach Top, we love you, man. That's so good. If you want to see him, he's going to be at the Ryman this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. And you can also find out all the other tour dates on his website, zachtop.com. Today, we've talked about it, National Levi Strauss Day. 1870 is when the first pair of jeans were created. We all have our favorite denim. So we're talking about your favorite pair of jeans. What are they? I said mine. Yeah, I have a pair that I love. They're Page denim. What about you, Charlie?
What does that mean?
That's just the name. That's the name.
Is that the brand?
That's the brand.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very fancy.
Yeah, it must be a girl thing, honestly, because I've got favorite. I don't mean that poorly, but I've got favorite hoodies, favorite ball caps, favorite T-shirts. I do not have a favorite pair of pants. I'm happy if I can fit. I mean, I got 3 pairs that I can fit into and 7 that I can't right now, and it's not because they're too big.
Okay, thanks for that input.
So
How about
I
you?
was no help on this whatsoever.
I just went to
Annie.
Madewell.
Yes.
This past couple days ago for the first time ever, and it is a wonderful experience. You walk in, they're like, what kind of jean do you want? I explained to her the jeans I was wearing, why I didn't like them. She brought me around, grabbed a couple pairs, threw them me in a dressing room. And then I found a couple pairs that I liked. Couldn't afford them all. I could only buy one at the time. But then they hem them for you.
Right there.
That's right there.
Nice.
Any cut you want. They'll fold it and like sew it up. They'll give you a raw cut. They'll give you, they'll probably do other things that I don't know the terms of, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, they'll cut them right there for you.
I asked this question on Instagram. My friend Erin said Judy Blue, which I've seen those advertised. I don't have them, but apparently everyone looks good in them.
Okay.
Like they're high-waisted and everybody looks good in them. Also, cut from the cloth is a really good one. And the one that I liked was the Khloe Kardashian brand that I was telling you about, Good American.
Good American, yeah.
Good American. Yeah, they have some like control in them, a little stretch, but also like kind of suck you in.
Do they sell any of these at Target? That's the only
No.
place. Okay.
Thanks for your input again,
Okay.
Charles.
Sorry.
But yeah, that's our favorite.
I think I am standing up for like the male half of the population here, though. I think this would be if you had this conversation with Paul, would it be much different? I mean, could he actually go through all the different brands?
No.
Would he know anything you're talking about?
No, probably
all
not.
right, so I feel a little bit better.
The other thing that's really weird to me is why you guys get 34 by 34.
Yeah, we actually buy like the right size.
And
you
then
don't have
we're
to hem
like,
them.
I don't know.
I just have to guess every time.
6, 8, 10, 4.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. I'm going to say this out loud. Ladies, if you think that you're a certain size, make sure that you're trying on multiple of that size, because a friend of mine said when denim it gets cut, they stack it and then the thing comes down and cuts it. And so the bottom sizes are pushed because all of the weight of the denim on top of it, so they can be either bigger or smaller. How about that? Yeah. It's not you. It's not you, honey. It's the jean. Keep trying them until you find the size that you need. We've got more when we continue here on Coffee, Country, and Cody.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in Coffee, Country, and Cody on WSM. And this morning, we welcome into the studio Larkin Poe. Y'all, how are you?
We're so good this morning.
So
Thanks
good.
for having us.
It's so good to see you guys. We were walking down memory lane. Sisters Rebecca and Megan Lovell were with us. But I was just talking about a distinct memory that I had, and I don't remember what year it was, but y'all were playing Nashville New Year's Eve. And Keith Urban was the host, and I was there just doing stage announcements and whatever. And I think to this day, it was the coldest Nashville New Year's Eve we've ever had. It was either 0 or it may have been even like -1.
I feel like with the wind chill, it had to have been in the negatives.
It was so cold. We were all freezing.
Those fans were amazing, though. Everybody stood out there and stuck it out.
They were right there in the front. We saw like some girl that had on a skirt, and we're like, are you okay?
What is happening?
What is happening? But I distinctly remember just it being so cold and watching both of you play and then go over and put your hands next to the little heater in between songs while we were talking. And then you would go again. And I thought they've got to be absolutely thinking my fingers are freezing. Like I've got frostbite.
That was a character building exercise for sure.
And I feel like that was that early in your career? Where were we at that point? Do you remember?
It was probably 2018.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So sort of middling, but it was a really cool moment, I think, in our career, being able to be trusted in such a way with Keith, because we were out that entire year as the special guests on his Graffiti U tour. So that was just like, it was an especially cool moment for Larkin Poe, where we were getting to have access to opportunities that we'd never had before.
That's so cool. Take us back to where it all started. Where'd you guys grow up?
We grew up in northern Georgia. We were born over in Knoxville, Tennessee, but we grew up in northern Georgia, out in the country, and we started playing classical violin when we were babies, and we were classically trained violinists and pianists through our childhood, and then we went to a bluegrass festival, and we were just like blown away by the idea of roots music and jamming and writing our own songs.
That's so fun. Mom and Dad, did they play?
We're the first generation of music makers.
Really?
But they were always playing records in the house, and like a wide range of records, from country to heavy metal. And then the Baby Bach tapes and the Baby Beethoven tapes. So we really had like a unique musical education.
Baby Bach.
So it was hard to tell from your tone whether we enjoyed the classical training or whether it was sort of thrust upon us and expected of us. But in hindsight, it's kind of a cool foundation to have.
An incredible foundation. I mean, again, like it wasn't necessarily the best bag for us. I think to be able to have started in classical music and then depart from, it really was the best of both worlds. It taught us, I think, how to work for music, because I think it's a muscle like anything else. You know, whatever you spend your time, you devote your time to, you get better at. So we learned the power of practice, I think, from that point on.
Yeah, and it's such a crazy difference because, you know, much of your life you're spent improvising. I mean, solos are probably never the same every show, but classical, they don't want you to improvise. If you're going to play Bach, you play Bach. You don't make Bach your own, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest, I think, gift of roots American music is the ability and the desire for artists to truly express themselves, and like understanding the power of songwriting, especially being in Nashville. And any night of the week you can go out and hear these incredible creative bents that people are able to take with their songwriting and their songs. And that's what we were desiring and hungering for at a very young age.
So where did the name Larkin Poe come from?
We're sisters, so we wanted to take a family name. So Larkin Poe's our great grandfather on our dad's side, and you know, we just liked how his name sounded.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you know of him already, or was it one of those things that you'd always heard the name and then you started digging in, you're like, hey, this guy was
We did
special.
know about him. And I think mostly because for anybody in, you know, Georgia or Tennessee or the, you know, Southeast United States, when you drive through Chickamauga, Georgia, which is just south of Chattanooga, our family's cabin, Larkin Poe's, the Poe family cabin, is still standing and preserved in the Chickamauga battlefield. You can go and visit it and see where our people lived.
Cool.
It's crazy.
It also is one of the most confusing runs of road in America. When you're
Welcome to Tennessee.
when you're
You're in Georgia.
when you're on
Welcome to
I-24
Tennessee.
going to Chattanooga, and they welcome you to Georgia. Like, what have I possibly done to get to Georgia? And then like 8 miles later, hey, welcome back to Tennessee.
Welcome back.
Just kidding.
Jake.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
But y'all are Nashvillians now, right? This is home.
We are.
How long?
Man, it's
About a decade.
yeah.
Oh, so you really have seen things change.
Yeah.
Like you can relate to, you can't use the landmark of what used to be there because it's a hotel or a parking lot now. You know?
Truly.
Yeah.
It's like, didn't there used to be a mountain there or
Right.
something? It's gone now.
I do love it when you know somebody and you know that they've been here long enough and you're like, remember when that was a motel, it was really shady before they tore it down? Yes, okay, make a left there. And then, so those are the fun little landmarks. You guys have a new album out, Bloom, and you're doing a whole tour. So when you're putting something together, how does that process work for you? Are you just, different songs that you've collected and you're like, we've got enough now, let's do an album? Or is it the mindset of, we're going to lock ourselves away, we're going to write a bunch, and we're going to make an album within this time frame?
That was the unique, I think, pivot for us with Bloom, was the fact that in records past, we have done sort of the hunt and gather and scavenge approach with ideas.
Yeah.
But for Bloom, we decided that we wanted to sit down and co-write everything together as sisters in a discrete period of time. So the beauty of this album from where we sit and looking back in hindsight is how conversational this record is, because it was honestly the experience of, for about 4 or 5 weeks, we would get together, have a cup of coffee, talk, and then that conversation that we were having about, what we're experiencing in our early 30s, what does success feel like? What are our goals? How are things changing? How are we the same and yet different from who we were when we were kids together? Like, we were really getting into some heavy stuff. And so that would naturally breathe and breed into sort of the songs for the record. And that was a really freeing process, I think, to be able to share a much more first person perspective through these songs with our fans.
So every song on the album co-write with both of you? Were there any other outside writers, or you were like, guys, this is ours, thanks, we're fine?
We got one outside writer, actually. Her husband, Tyler Bryant, is our co-producer, and he wrote a lot of the songs with us as well. So it was the three of us.
So still family.
I know. For some reason, we've decided that is the way. That is the only way.
I like it.
Keep it in the family. Very homespun, literally.
Very good. Okay. So Easy Love Part 1 is what we're going to play for everybody. Is there a Part 2 coming?
There is actually, believe it or not, on the record, we went for it, and we have Easy Love Part 1 and Part 2.
Nice.
So this first Easy Love Part 1 is the very first ever love song that Larkin Poe has ever released on an album, and every detail in this song is true.
Cody is on WSM.
We're joined in studio this morning by Larkin Poe. The brand new album Bloom is out now. They are on tour, going to be with Emmylou Harris coming up here in town. That's going to be March 31st for Wolfstock, so you can go see them at City Winery. I mean, how cool is it that you just get to say, oh, we're going to be with Emmylou Harris? Meh, no big deal.
A dream come true for me.
Have you guys met her before?
Yeah.
Okay.
We met her, I guess, at the Ryman, actually, with Nitty Gritty a few months back. And we made fast friends.
Isn't she fantastic?
She truly is.
She's so amazing.
Don't meet your heroes unless they're Emmylou.
Oh, I like that. You need that on a t-shirt. We were talking about all these big names, Emmylou and so many other people, and Keith Urban, the fact that you were out on tour. How does that happen? How do you end up on tour with Keith Urban and meet Emmylou Harris? Are they just fans of your music? Are you in the right place at the right time? How does that kind of stuff happen?
I feel like a lot of it is right place, right time. And we've been around for so long at this point that you start to realize how small of a world it actually is for those that consider themselves to be lifers, which we do, and so much good fortune. Like, I think that we've been able to be placed in positions where so much faith is placed in our instrumental abilities and being able to actually bring something creative and cool to the musical conversation that it's such a gift.
Can I take you back to one of those nights?
Yes,
so
please.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers was my first ever concert, 1981 Providence Civic Center.
Amazing.
And I got to see him 13 times, got to see him at the Ryman. But you guys were part of a Music Cares where they honored Tom. Very much still alive at the time, obviously, right? And I think, Don Henley and Jackson Brown on that gig, just what was that whole night like? That was magical. I can't imagine.
It really was magical. It was surreal to be able to back up just the caliber of artists on that bill, and to also get to crawl inside Tom Petty's music. We were fans, but I became a huge fan after learning his music, because it is different when you're able to learn and really crawl inside it. So it was an amazing evening, and we've been lifers, and we're hosts on Tom Petty Radio, so we've got our own radio show. So it's nice to join that family.
Oh, well, you had a pretty special night back in January when you got to debut just across from us, the Grand Ole Opry, stepping into the circle. What did that mean to you, being in town for as long as you had been and then making your Opry debut in 2025? What did that night specifically mark in your career?
I think having spent so many hours on Briley Parkway and driving by and always looking at the marquee and like, oh, who's playing tonight? And to know that at that point in time, there might be a picture of us flashing up.
There sure was.
That was, it was actually very nerve-wracking, if I'm being honest. Like, we've done so many gigs over the years, but so deeply nervous in a very new way in getting onto that stage and being able to play with the house band and have such a cool experience. And it went really, really good. It felt like we'd arrived. We'd come home.
Oh, I love that.
I love one of my favorite things when I'm hosting is to get there early and watch an artist work with the Opry band. And it's insane because like within 5 minutes, it's like they've played your music their entire lives. They're just crazy good. You know?
That's the beauty of musical conversations. It's like everybody's speaking the same language and it just kind of falls into place.
Well, we would love for you to do a little bit. You did this one on your debut night and you've got everything set up. So if you would, tell us the story about the song.
Yes. This is one of my favorite songs on Bloom, the new album. It's a song about where we are in life and sort of the goals that we feel together as sisters. And there's always this temptation, I think, for anybody in any walk of life that more is always more, and we got to strive and we got to, have this certain kind of car, be in this certain kind of house, live at this certain level. And I think increasingly what we're discovering is it's like, oh, wherever you go, you're there. And sometimes bigger isn't always better. Sometimes just being able to find peace and contentment in the moment with what you have is half the battle, which is so much easier said than done for all of us, but that's kind of the inspiration for the song.
Man, I love that song. You guys sound amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations on Bloom. Congratulations on all the wonderful things happening. And we didn't get a chance to mention really big congratulations playing at the Ryman coming up. Your first headlining show at the Ryman. That's going to be in May. You said tickets are already on sale and they're selling quickly. So people need to go and buy them right now. That is going to be really, really special. And you've got Katie Pruitt on there.
We do. It's going to be a female power night. Girl skate. Let's go. Girl skate at the Ryman.
So
this is fun. May 29th.
You've played it before, so the building will be familiar. But the difference going in knowing that it's your name at the top of the bill, and they're buying a ticket for you.
So different.
So much more nerve-wracking. So we hope folks will come out and celebrate with us because that does represent quite a milestone for us.
It's going to be awesome. All right, March 31st, City Winery here in town with Emmylou Wolfstock, and then May 29th at the Ryman Auditorium. Larkin Poe, get the album Bloom. It's out now. Thank you, ladies, for coming in.
Thank y'all.
Good to see you. We've got more right here on Coffee Country and Cody.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee Country and Cody.
We are in the middle of our week, y'all, so we're glad that you're with us. And it looks like we are going to be closing out February. That is actually happening. We made it through January, which was 732 days long. So February went like that. I can't believe this weekend is March. Okay, this is really interesting. Carly Pearce, she's overseas right now. And I mentioned this earlier. So many country stars now when they're doing their tours are adding these UK dates. They understand UK fans are hungry for country music. Well, Carly Pearce is over there currently. She's got 1 week left. She is in the final stretch. She's been over there for several weeks. This is the last week of shows, and she comes down with the flu. She posted a picture. She looks sick. She said, hey, here's what's going to happen. I'm not canceling any of this. I mean, she had like a tissue paper. Like she was holding a tissue. Like, I'm sick. I know that sounded really bad. Like, really, Kelly? She looks sick. She feels sick. She's on stage last night. She said, I'm not canceling any of my shows. I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to power through because I don't know when I can come back and see y'all. So she's on stage and a fight breaks out. And this is how she reacted. Take a look.
Tonight, we're all here to just have a good night. You know what I mean? Right? We're all friends at my shows. And girl, I am sick and I ain't got time for it, okay? So just please.
That was my favorite part. Girl, I am sick and I ain't got time for it. So get along with your friends. Don't act like a fool in front of me while I'm up on here, this stage. This is my stage. This is my show. Get it together.
I do love that it was the women having the fight.
Right. I was just going to say, I kind of want more of the tea. I kind of want to know what happened. Did she bump you? Did she just make you angry? I need to
Talking
know
to your
things
man.
like that. Yeah. I mean, we could paint a picture, but
Oh.
we'll never know.
I'm going to say it was probably fueled by alcohol. Just a guess. Just a guess. I don't know.
Can I tell you just really quickly the best talking to your man story I've ever encountered?
Oh, please.
Renee and I are at Bridgestone Arena. We're just dating. We're not even engaged yet.
Okay.
And I just happened to I had my Manchester United jersey on that night, okay? And we're sitting on the aisle, and this girl comes by to excuse herself to go use the restroom. And she looks at me and she goes, "Man, you." And Renee goes, "Who was that?" And I'm like, I have no idea. It was a girl getting up to go to the bathroom. She goes, "What did she mean by me and you?" I'm like, "Manchester United, Man U." She goes, "Okay, fine." And I was still in trouble the rest of the night for doing nothing. So see,
I can tell you, I have only witnessed my husband ever getting jealous one time.
Oh, I think I know which time.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it was an artist.
But it's someone who sold out stadiums.
It was an artist that was talking to me, and I watched my husband physically bow up and is like,
that's
"Sup?"
kind of a brag.
And I went, "Wow, okay." I said, "Calm down. Everything's fine." But yeah, also alcohol was involved by everybody. Okay.
That.
So this is really interesting. I had to bring this up. Jeep ducking. I didn't know that this was a thing until a few years ago. Oh, okay. You've seen Jeeps, right? And they have the little rubber ducks all in the dashboard.
Yes.
And I didn't know how this all got started. Apparently, there was a lady, Allison Parliament, and it was during COVID. She wanted to bring some happiness to the world. So she was placing little ducks. If she would see somebody else that was a Jeep owner, she would put a little duck somewhere on their Jeep. And it became a trend, and now it's everywhere. I mean, it really happens with Jeep owners, but it's also happening with other cars. You said your mom drives a Jeep.
My mom drives a Jeep Wrangler. I think it's Jeep Wranglers because I drove a Jeep Renegade for a while, and I don't think I ever got a single duck.
Really?
I think it's just a Jeep Wrangler thing, and I think it is based on how, I don't know, souped up, if you will.
Oh,
your Jeep is. So if you have a cool Jeep, if you have the old Jeep, if you have some sort of cool rims. I'm not really a car girl, so I don't know a lot of things.
Sure.
But if your bumper looks nice, I don't know.
Your car is fly. We're gonna give
if you have a fly car, then you'll get more ducks.
Okay, this is my Jeep duck story. We always rent a Jeep whenever we go to Disney World. Paul loves a Jeep. I won't let him buy one. That's the only outlet
Jeep
he gets
Wrangler.
to rent one. It's but a 4-door. He gets the big one.
Sure.
We're at Hollywood Studios. We come out and there's a duck on the hood of the Jeep. And I go, "Oh, that's so cute." And he goes, "Don't touch it." I've seen where people put stuff on a duck or on something and they're doing it to poison. It's fentanyl.
So funny.
I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think it's a bad thing. Don't do it." And so he got a stick and knocked the duck off.
Oh no!
That is hysterical.
We didn't know.
They're trying to drug us.
That is hysterical. That is a thing.
No, it is.
But
On the doorknob.
Yeah.
The door
But
handle.
also, I was like, "Who's going to pay to park at Hollywood Studios so that
drug
they
somebody.
can fentanyl a duck and give it to us on our Jeep?"
The family trip.
Let's think about that. Parking's pricey. It's like $30. Nobody's doing that.
Also, not everyone in your family is going to touch the duck. So
Thank you. It was so preposterous, but at the time he hit it with a stick and ran over it. It was like we had a duck. It didn't work. You said you saw him on a cruise.
The last 6-7 years, it's been huge on cruise ships. Yeah, we were hunting for them everywhere.
Really?
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of ducks have been given, not on our cruise, but over the course of time.
Well, get yourself a duck and go out and duck
I
somebody
think the Jeep
today.
people took it from the cruise.
No.
I don't like that.
It's
I
been
don't
before.
think so. Okay, well, maybe. I don't know. Thank you again to Larkin Poe for stopping by and being a part of the show today. Come back and join us tomorrow. More tickets that we're giving away for Vince Gill tomorrow.
Yep, and CircleCountry.com. Phil Vassar's going to stop by and see us.
Fantastic. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.